There are many moving pieces in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage between what they desire to achieve on their own, let alone as a family. Season 2 begins exactly where the first marriage Season 1 finale left off, with Georgie and his coworker Ruben, who openly despises him, purchasing Jim's car dealership. Georgie's goals were highlighted in the first marriage Season 2 premiere, but Mandy's career was left out, as usual. First marriage revolves around Georgie's business, while Mandy's work as a newswoman and at the diner fluctuates in importance. This reminds me of Mom, a former Chuck Lorre sitcom about alcoholic women in recovery that was set outside of the TBBT universe and starred Anna Faris. Christy Plunkett, the main character in Faris, had a lot of aspects of her life that weren't given as much emphasis. First marriage has a special storytelling limitation, but Mom can teach them how to strike a balance for Mandy. Mandy's life and career are not well balanced by her first marriage, week after episode. Mandy had a clear idea of what she wanted out of life before she met Georgie and became pregnant against her will. Ambitious and well-educated, Mandy made it apparent that she wanted to work as a weatherwoman, preferably in a big city where she could establish a legitimate broadcasting career. Mandy was more concerned with obtaining experience and establishing contacts in local journalism than she was with settling down just yet. Even though Georgie is complicated by Mandy's ex-boyfriend, her early appearances filling in at the local network during First Marriage Season 1 demonstrated that she had the talent and personality to succeed. Mandy's ambitions were unaffected by the unintentional pregnancy, but she and Georgie, who started dating by lying to each other about their ages, have never been good communicators. As an owner and no longer an employee, Georgie's work at the auto business is more crucial than ever from a professional standpoint. Not nearly as much attention has been paid to Mandy's career. First marriage frequently switches between Mandy at home and Mandy at work episodes without illustrating how those two worlds interact. Her career goals don't often seem like a defining aspect of her personality, but more like a side story. Instead, a large portion of her screen time is devoted to her relationships, including her growing family with Georgie, her tense but developing bond with her mother, and her softer understanding with her father. Because of this, Mandy's life seems more fragmented than Georgie's, with her goals fluctuating rather than providing a weekly basis for her narrative. In order to find a balance that worked, Mom eventually wrote off Christy's children. In the early stages of first marriage, Mom had to handle every aspect of Christy's hectic life, which was a similar problem. Mom started keeping track of Christy's alcoholism rehabilitation while she balanced working as a waitress, parenting 2 kids, and pursuing a brighter future as a lawyer, all while managing a challenging relationship with her mother. Mom attempted to give each thread equal weight for a while, but the outcome was frequently inconsistent. In order to give the most important aspects of Christy's universe more space, the show ultimately made a daring structural decision. Violet, her older daughter, moved out to live on her own, while Roscoe, her younger son, moved in with his father. Even though Mom's primary focus shifted, it eventually grew stronger, becoming a true two-hander between Christy and Bonnie instead of a dispersed group. This development offers hope for first marriage. If Mom could shift its emphasis and provide equal weight to both leads, Mandy's story might someday stand alongside Georgie's as an equally important half of the program. The storytelling issue of writing to a predetermined conclusion arises in the first marriage. First marriage has a predetermined conclusion, which presents a narrative conundrum that Mom never encountered. Mom was an adaptable individual that could change course when necessary. The sitcom continued for a few more years with Allison Janney's Bonnie at its core after Anna Faris left after 7 seasons. Even the title alludes to Georgie and Mandy's ultimate breakup, which restricts the idea of unrestricted potential that inspired Mom. Pacing and emotional investment become more difficult as a result. How can you get viewers to support a marriage that they already know will fail? However, it's not necessary for that built-in terminus to be a clever trap. First Marriage has the potential to succeed long after its initial concept changed, just as Mom did. With a focus on co-parenting, career reinvention, and the notion that first doesn't have to equal only, the show has the chance to examine Georgie and Mandy's development following their breakup. Endings can always result in fresh starts in Lorre's universe.